Greetings and welcome. Welcome to this broadcast. I've been having quite a hectic day dealing with matters that pertain to Linden here in Region 10, Guyana, South America. It's fine. This is what I do. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining. If you can see and you can also hear clearly, please inform me. This is a brief broadcast, but one that is absolutely necessary. Priya Manik Chand, there's a matter that I think has been resolved, but still needs to be investigated. Because there seems to be no limit to the extent to which people go to deal with certain matters in our country, in our community. Neither is there a limit to which I will go to expose you all for exactly what you are. So let's get this sorted out here now. Can you hear clearly? Can you see clearly? This Linden Town Week all black affair. There doesn't seem to be an end to the madness. And tonight I'm speaking to a matter that is brought to my attention. I have video evidence to support the same, hence I'll speak to it. It's clear? Good. Greetings to you all. If you don't mind, you can also share the broadcast. Tag Priya Manik Chan, my friend Priya. Pri. Because somebody in Linden has to answer, somebody in Georgetown, somebody has to answer. Saddam Hussein, somebody has to answer. Now here's what happened. As I said, I don't have much time with you all tonight. But let's talk about this. Greetings. We have a school here in Linden. A school that has a dormitory, so it's like the President's College. It's a school on which children live. All right? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining the broadcast. Once you can see and hear clearly, I'm ready to talk. I don't wait for numbers to build up on how many people join and don't. That doesn't matter to me. This has to be ventilated, and I know they will reach the right ear at the right time. We have a school here in Linden. Apostle Lambert, shalom, greetings to you, my brother. A school just like the President's College where children live on campus. There's a dormitory for students, and probably, of course, they'll have to have adults there with them. Children from the riverine areas and some will come here to Linden Foundation Secondary School, where they have, some of them would live on the campus. Now, I received a telephone call today, and I thought it was a joke. Because in my mind, it had to have been a joke. It couldn't be serious. It could not have been serious. But then it was confirmed through a very, very reliable source and brother of mine that it's actually true. Who went there, went on the site, and saw exactly what was happening. So first of all, this all black thing, as I said, the ground by Mackenzie High School has suddenly been transformed, what I call the mini Amazon jungle. All the trees are gone, machines are working there, and they're preparing this ground, only to discover, as somebody said, it's for all black. So the Guyanese taxpayers' money is being spent based on what reports I receive. And Jagyo came with the front that it's being upgraded to a sports facility so that people can use it for sports and so on, only to find out that it's being used as a parking lot and venue for all black. New Era Entertainment, which involves 94.1 FM people, Kashif, or his son, Bionic Charles, I think Shanghai or his children, some of those things. Yeah, right. So we had a lot of rain in Linden. We've been having quite a bit of showers. And Yannick, I was told, Charles was on the radio saying that the ground at Mackenzie High School is dry. So maybe they have an imaginary tent over the ground, what we call YMCA ground, and rain isn't getting there. But I was there this morning. I showed you all the state of the facility. But he said it's dry. Today I got a call that somebody, first of all, I saw on my phone that All Black has moved to Linden Foundation Secondary School. So my first thought was, All Black, this party is going to a school facility where children are living on the campus. And if y'all know anything about what beholds this all-black affair in Linden for Town Week, it is not a church service. It's not a Muslim prayer service. It's not a Hindu jandi. It's not a dinner, a night of elegance. So I got a call. I received a call that all black organizers and police officers were on the ground, and of course in khaki clothes, police, so it's not low-ranked officers. They were on the ground at Linden Foundation Secondary School, doing measurements, taking measurements and so on, and people are ready to set up. They removed the goalpost for the football field. So they were ready to advertise the Linden Town Week people. All blackers moved to Amelia's ward, which would be Linden Foundation Secondary. The school where our children reside. The school where is a dormitory for our... Okay, so Pastor Thomas said he was there. The school where we have children living there 24 hours a day. This is approaching CSEC. CSEC has started, but the written exams. This is where we have got children who are living on the site, preparing for examinations. And even if they were not preparing for examinations, they are living there. Their parents are in some other part of Guyana. And somebody would have granted permission for this all-black crew to host an event of that nature. You all don't play with me because you know exactly what happens to the all-black. Where our children are staying. Do these people have a limit? Do you all have any modicum of regard for people? So this, we got to eat. We got to eat a bread, eat a food. That's how far it reaches, where you just disregard even a little girl's safety and well-being. What is wrong with y'all? Now, when I got the call, the individual said that the All Students Association, let me pin this comment. Y'all need to see. Let me pin this comment right here from Pastor Thomas. How can I pin this comment? Let me see. Pin it. There you go. Pin it right here. Y'all read right there. The head teacher, PTA chair, and school board chairman were not informed. But people were on the ground setting up for all black on a school ground where our children are staying. That's what the PPP give to y'all. That's what these people are. And that's how lawless they are in their behavior. They don't care. This is about how much money can we make, how quickly can we make the money, and then we leave Linden, and whatever happens to these girls on campus, so what? Their classrooms there, you don't know. I tell you already, All Black is not an angelic service. It's not a Muslim prayer meeting. And it's not a jandi. Neither is it a dinner. So I pinned the comment. You saw it. All right? The head teacher, the PTA chairman, the school board chairman, nobody was involved. So how could people show up at Linden Foundation Secondary School, Priya Manik Chand? Tell me, Priya and Mr. Saddam Hussein, how could anybody in Region 10 show up to a school, take the goalposts out to the field, begin to set up for a Linden Town Week Bacchanal event, wind up and carry on? And the principal doesn't know. The PTA executive doesn't know. Neither does the chairman of the board of the school know. But police are there, and they're setting up for party. Do you know what happens at All Black? Y'all have any clues to what goes on there? I mean, there are videos to show you what goes on. And our children would be there, would have been there. Who was supposed to protect our girls on that site and boys? When these people want to go and have this sex all around the place because it's a big compound, who's supposed to stop them? When they start with the lawless, lewd, this decadent, disrespectful music, what are our children supposed to do? So when I got the call, somebody, the person who called me, said that the old students of the school, the alumni, they wanted to have an event there. And they were told by the region, the education department, you can't have it here. You cannot have any event where there's alcoholic beverages. No, you don't have permission. The all students of Linden Foundation Secondary School were barred from hosting an event for Town Week there. But Kashif or his offspring, Yannick Charles, and Shanghai, whoever it is, they have permission from somebody to hold all black. The old school students could not host an event. But this group could show up at the people's school and begin to set up for the all black and advertise on Facebook. The venue has changed. No longer Mackenzie High School area, that ground. We're going to the ward, to Linden Foundation Secondary School. I repeat, on purpose, where our little girls are staying and young men are staying. They live there like President's College, some of those students. They have to live on campus. And people from education, some one of you had to give permission. My question tonight is who? Priya Manichan, you better find out. Mr. CEO, Saddam Hussein, you had better get to the bottom of this, and heaven help you all. If it's Priya who said he could do it. Because I honestly, believe me, Priya has her ways, as they say, but I don't believe that Priya could stoop that low, knowing that our children stay on that campus. So I saw later on, or before I get to that, the person was concerned, and I said, ma'am, you cannot be serious. You cannot be serious. There is no way that you're honestly telling me that people have shown up to this school, of all places, where our children are staying, living on campus, and say they're having party Saturday night. I said, ma'am, this can't be serious. This cannot be an honest report. Because I cannot fathom that anybody in Education Department in Region 10 or Central Ministry would even take the risk of being so disrespectful to our little children and disregarding of their safety. Only to find out. You see Mr. Thomas there. He was present. He showed up. And it is absolutely true that they were setting up for all black at a school facility. This is the people who talk about development for Linden. These are the people who talk about they have great plans in store. And they are so upright that they could criticize everybody's behavior. And they know what progress looks like. This is the same set of people, 94 people, who had the, what was it? Stink and Dirty, remember that one? The same set, going on our school campus in Linden. And another, some other thing, dirty made for dirty ways. And policemen, you! Is there something called security any longer? Is there something called the safety and protection of our children in this country? You just do what you want? Okay, even Banks DIH reports here showed up. Or the truck, whatever it is. Or your booth. One of y'all couldn't stop to say, wait, there are people, children living here. None of y'all could think that far? These children have their parents living in the riverine areas and so on, and they come out here for school. So the parents are in the bush, wherever they are, and they don't have a clue about what was about to happen to their children in reference to the experience they would have. Now, some of them are writing Caribbean Secondary School Examination Council exam, CSEC. So can you imagine a fifth form student, a grade 11 child, having to study this weekend because they have exams coming up? And what would be their weekend from Saturday? Well, from today. Things are being set up, then Saturday night, all night. You remember that? Into Sunday morning, that's when the DJ starts playing gospel music. Sun come up. When would our children be sleeping? Y'all have no limit when it comes to disrespect for people. All that's on your mind is how much money can you make? And of course, I would become a greater enemy of yours because I'm here to call you out on your stupidness. I don't care. And what I love about technology nowadays is even if you kill me, they still have a record of what I said about you. Y'all are lawless. You have no conscience. You are disrespectful people. And I hope that you Lindeners mark who is doing this to your children and who attempted this foolishness and who supported it. Women in our society, young women, I can talk to y'all, you can hate me all you want, you don't feed me, so I can tell you exactly how I feel about you. Young women were celebrating the fact that you moved from Mackenzie High School to Linden Foundation so you could wear clothes, so you could dress up. You females! And it didn't even cross your mind that you have little grade 7 girls, 11-year-old, 12-year-old, 13-year-old, 14-year-old girls on that campus, 15-year-old. It doesn't matter to y'all. Because all you could think about is how you can wind yourself up in public. That's all that matters to you. You are loose. And you're morally decadent. Your morals are down the pit. You're a female. And the little girls on that campus, and the best that you can do is celebrate you have a place to wind yourself up. You don't care about people's children. And some of y'all have children of your own. You perverts. There's a limit, man. There's a limit. Y'all can be mad at me all you want. There's a limit to what you can do in this life. There has to be some control. What is it? You don't care about people's children? Or because you have to go and wind yourself up, it doesn't matter what happens anymore? Is that how low we've sunk as a people? You don't have to like me, but you can hear my voice. The truth is the truth. I don't care how mad you get. There has to be limits in this life. Who from education granted permission for this foolishness to happen? Y'all had better answer. And I say again, pre-manic chant. This is not something you could sweep away here. What I'm thankful for is that I got a report that the PTA executive or the school board said no. Not here. They don't care who gives permission. You're not coming here. At least there's hope. At least there's hope in our town that some board executive, whoever it was, said, not here. We have children staying on this campus. We have people's children to take care of, and you're not holding anything here. Off. That is why they showed up now with some advertisement. They have a bigger and better facility. You know why? Because I'm telling you what happened today. They had the gall to go where our little girls are and hold a party on Saturday night, way into Sunday morning. They had the mind to do that without caring for our children. I hope you all mark, again I say, I hope you take careful note. Board chairman, thank you. Whoever is the chairman of the board for Linden Foundation Secondary School, thank you. There is hope. And I hope they got 5 more like you, because that's all we want in this country. All we want is 5 more like y'all. And we good to go. Because you have Apostle Thomas, you have me who ready for y'all at any time. I don't have to eat no bread, eat a food. Nobody has to give me a little handout. These young men, listen to me. If your family is involved in business, fine. Mr. Terry Anthony Mahabir, he's the chairman of the board. Mr. Mahabir, thank you very much. According to Mr. Thomas, Mr. Mahabir is chairman of the board. If it's Terry Anthony Mahabir, I applaud you. We need 5 more like you in reference to dealing with what happens in our town, man. There's no secret service here anymore. We have to deal with matters to address this decadence, the decaying of morals in our society, because these people have no limit anymore. It's obvious when you would decide in your mind that because you don't want your party to flop, the best that you would do is to go to a school where children are staying. You never say Westburg. And remember that the Old Students Association, the alumni, they wanted to host their event. Remember that. And they were told by Department of Education, no. Wherever you're going to have alcohol, no. You can't do that at the school. You deny them the right to host a fundraiser for this week. But Kashif's son, Yannick Charles, and whoever is in the New Era Entertainment Group, y'all could show up there and give them permission? Well, I want to know who granted it. Who is so disrespectful? Who is more disrespectful to the principal of the school? You mad people. You could grant permission for somebody. The principal, if you don't know, is called the manager of the site. The principal, according to the Education Act, is the manager of the school site, of the plant. The principal of a school has sole major responsibility for what happens on the school ground. So who could grant permission for them to host a party at the school, all black, without the principal knowing? Who could have granted permission for the PTA executive president to not even have a clue? Who did it, unbeknownst to that president? Who granted permission? And the chairman of the board had no clue. We want y'all to tell us who did it. Because you see, this is the contact country. Some people have got so much connections that they feel they could just pick up a phone and call and they get favors granted that go beyond protocol. I am overjoyed when wicked people hate me. It's the most refreshing feeling. When wicked people say all manner of evil things against me, I am a happy man. Because the day that wicked people like me, I'm in trouble. When you see me, I don't walk the road in Linden seeking to have friends or companions. I will call you for exactly what you are. And in this situation, you have demonstrated to all of us, but y'all forget her. You remember the same Yannick Charles who said that those of us who are against the secret operation of Mackenzie Sports Club ground, who are against them coming to transform this ground, unbeknownst to us, without any consultation whatsoever with the community, they decide to make a cricket stadium at Mackenzie Sports Club ground. That's the same one who said that you were insignificant. Remember the same creature? The same one is involved in this here. The same one who told y'all that you are insignificant. Because if you're against this sport club nonsense, you're insignificant. You don't deserve respect unless you support the project. That's the same people involved in this situation. I hope Lindeners begin to wake up to see what you're dealing with. I hope you are awake to see what you're dealing with in your town. This is the same creature who had no problem with going to Linden Foundation Secondary School because you were insignificant. And I told you all what Yannick Charles said to us in that group. That was he said, make it public. That's the same way he would hear the PPP handlers of his, those who control him, talking about y'all. They don't care about Linden people. I don't think y'all understand that. If you don't know, whenever there's election periods coming up, especially national elections, general elections, they rehearse in their households. Remember the Linden? Remember the riot in Linden? Remember the beat up y'all in Linden? That's the kind of people you're dealing with. I know what they do at their bottom house meeting because I've heard of it. Consistent reports. And I've traveled extensively in this country, so I know exactly what I'm telling you all. I've heard it myself. You've seen it on my page. The moment you hit them in a certain way, you remember in Linden, remember, they don't care about you. because there's a history. There's a history in Linden of what they call the uprising of the 60s. I sat in a classroom and I was taught history. And I asked my history teacher, how are you teaching me history? But you eliminate that. And she said a decision was made by CXC and Guyana's education system that we will not have any documentation in the classroom where we're going to teach our children. I was a student then. She said, we can't teach you about the 1960s, the rebellion, the riots. And I said, why not? Why can you not teach me about what happened in my own hometown? Why? And her defense was that because they have the view it will awaken certain feelings. I said, but there are people outside here who tell us what happened all the time, miss. I wasn't a stupid student like your boy. Mr. Thomas taught me science in school. I got sense. I said there are people who talk outside of the classroom, so why don't you tell us here? It's safer for you to tell us as an educator what happened than for people to just talk around communities. So there's no secret I'm telling you all here, and you all know it's the truth. Linden is known as a bastion of revolt and strength, and they know that if they conquer us, they conquer Guyana. Just take note of that. I want you to just take note of what I said, and you could believe me or not believe me, but you'll see what I'm telling you. It is known that one of the most prolific in reference to strength and community spirit is this town. It is being eroded because people got to eat. We have some worms and roaches who found their way in our town who believe that in the name of money, they must do anything, including destroy their own people. Well, not on my watch. Do you feel that these creatures could have shown up to one of the PPP stronghold areas and jump into some school if they were dormed there and say we're going to have a party this weekend and the principal doesn't know? Do you feel they could have done that? So why could they do it to you? I want you to answer me. Why do you believe they could do it to you? Terry Mahabir, I applaud you 7,000%. But don't in here, because they have to give account to that board. Somebody has to tell you who gave permission to do this on the school premises without your knowing. These are children, man. Good to see you, Andrea. Man, you come on. I told y'all, if there's anything you know that gets me enraged is when you play around with these children in this country. I don't care how much you hate me. I don't play with that. I would stand and fight with all I have for the children of this country. You can't do that to people's children. You have little girls staying on that door in that dorm, and y'all had the nerve to say, yeah, go ahead. I know y'all good. Yeah, man, go ahead. Hold your party there. Let me talk to a guy. And he said, because I know exactly what the conversation would have been like. Yeah, we want to use their foundation because they can't speak properly. So that's how they talk. We want to use their foundation, man. Yeah. Go ahead, man. Yeah, I'll do that. Case closed. Truck show up, they start setting up at the people's side. Because they don't care about no principle. That's the kind of crass, untrained rodents you have to deal with. They don't care about any principle. What principle? You can't talk to me. That's the attitude. Because that's what you saw when I showed you what Yannick Child said. You are insignificant if you don't agree with them in reference to the project. They have to talk to you. Remember that? They're members of the club. When they told us, remember? Hey, we don't have to talk to y'all. So in this situation, you see how they manifest their true nature. With the school, you don't have to talk to any principal. That's how untrained he is. You could just go into people's school and move the goalposts because you're bad like that. And police officers, Hicken, I call him often today for a reason. Police officers could be a part of this. When did the police officer say, show me a letter of permission to use the people's school ground? What happened to those days? What happened to those? They were in khaki, so they are not junior officers. So how could you not say to us, to them, show us the letter of approval to use this site here. They don't care. At the end of the day, tickets for All Black would have been sold already. And because tickets are on sale, party has to go on. And ain't nobody stopping this. That's the attitude of these people. They don't care about no reason. They didn't check with the PTA, they didn't check with the chairman of the board, they didn't check with the principal, nobody. We just set up in the people's school because after all, we run things here. But I applaud the chairman of the board for saying, hell no, you're not having anything here because people's children live here. People's children stay here. I think teachers stay there. Or they have to have some matron on site. It is not by accident, as G.H.K. Lal would have said recently. And I applaud him for that statement because it's a fact, and I told you that's a long time ago. You need to observe, do not hate me. Just assess what I'm saying to you all. Observe carefully the nature of the people who support the PPP and who they are appointing to positions of functionality. Be honest with me. Look at this permanent secretary situation of the Ministry of Home Affairs. The most important in reference to national security is the Ministry of Home Affairs. The permanent secretary is one of the most important persons because she's Robertson Ben's secretary, essentially, in reference to how they function. Hey, in reference to PS, she's the director of that body. When have you ever heard of a permanent secretary of this country for Home Affairs, the security arm of our country, being handcuffed in the US upon arrival? They waited for her to come because they knew she was boarding the flight. When have you ever heard an arrest, a search warrant being given for a Guyanese official as high rank as a permanent secretary? Look at what the PPP has going their way. Apostle Thomas said, I would have loved to be at Multi and let them try that. Maybe they're coming to Multi, Apostle. You never know. No, maybe they headed to bounce them. Wherever you all have, bounce out the people's schoolyard. Because I was about to leave my house to go up to Miller's Ward this afternoon and show you all live what is happening. And I was going to start to call names. Who from Education Region 10 and offices, which one of you all grant permission for this? But I didn't have a chance to go. And I'm glad I didn't have the cost to go. Because the board did his work. The board chairman did his job. But I was saying to you, observe the characters who are now in positions of authority under this administration. And you need to ask yourself why. You could hate me, but just ask yourself why. Mr. Bino, who's a teacher, of course, with the union, a real head teacher knows that he or she is the head of the school plan. Thank you. And any activity that will or can cause harm to any of the children of teachers of that plant must be vigorously protected. Thank you. Cleveland Thomas, I think you may have to open a special class on taking control of your plant. Thank you, Mr. Bino. They don't understand what the deal is here. That's why I was telling to my wife earlier. A head teacher? A head teacher? You could bypass a head teacher, a principal, and gone straight to set up things on the campus? Priya Malik Chand, I hope that your name isn't called in this situation. Listen to me. I hope, Madam Priya, that your name is not called as the one who received the phone call to say, well, go ahead and use the school run. I hope it's not you. Because after all, remember, you caring. And there's certain things I would not lay at your feet. Because unlike what people think, I don't expect certain behaviors from you, Priya. And that's the truth. Worst, I don't believe Saddam Hussein would be the one behind this. You have parents, and I repeat myself so I can choke some of your conscience. You have parents. You got people in the interior, all the river stuff, who are confident that their daughter is safe at Linden Foundation Secondary School because, after all, they live on the campus, so they're safe. Do you understand how a father would feel, more like me, for my daughter to call me to tell me that they set her up for all black when she's living there? Boy, you're lucky that this thing you call off, honestly speaking. And I just hope there's not a father like me up the river, because you wouldn't like the outcome. Sarah Benjamin said, maybe Priya is not hearing this, Madam Priya Manik Chand. I hope you're not hearing it. And I hope that you deal with whoever it is that undermine you, because it doesn't look good on your part here. Mr. CEO, I hope you hearing this for the first time too. A school with a dormitory where children live? Do you know the kind of elements that show up to these events these people have? Remember, Molly got a pop. Remember the song? And that's what they function by. You got to pop your Molly. Weed have to be lit, because people got to get high. They got to light it up, so they can light their weed. Glenn Quincy Ford, I say, mate, Thomas's phone got seized. The president says no motive is normal routine procedure. It's according to newsroom, Irfan Ali. Boy, listen to me. Irfan had to have graduated from Ifat University. I don't know why y'all get mad at him. Honestly speaking, I believe that the man graduated from Ifat University because only he could speak this way. It's normal for the US to seize your phone and put you in handcuff. Well, of course, 19 fraud Ali, you should say that. What else do we expect from you? When it comes to the experience of certain in reference to the court and the law dealing with you, I mean, you should teach us how this goes. It's not ordinary to have 19 fraud charges tagged to your name. It is. Quincy said in mass, it's normal procedure. It's normal for a permanent secretary, a government official of that order, to be held, the handcuff, your phone taken from you, and a search warrant was issued before she even got to the USA. That's normal. Normal, Ali, because that's what I said. Take note of who you'll have around y'all. I'm of the view that Irfan Ali must have been the valedictorian of Ifat University. You an ordinary. I would like to see a speech, please. Please publish your valedictorian speech, because it has to be a situation in which you graduated with honors from Ifat University. You are not just an ordinary student. You must have been a student president, the council president too. Imagine you are paid to be the head of state and say it's normal for people to arrest or to hold in confinement, which is an arrest, by the way, to arrest your permanent secretary. That's normal. Why you don't even lie with sense? That's why you got these kind of people around y'all, and the frogs around the place, because the likes of you would have them. You don't understand protocol and order. So for you, it's normal for a permanent secretary's phone to be seized. That's the caliber of people you all appoint. So anytime you know, listen, boy, it could fall. You are so versed in this that you know at any given time one of us could be arrested. Anybody in this clan here, anybody could be arrested. It's no big deal. That's the nature or the ilk that you represent. That's the type of people you have around you. Where any one of them could be held in the US at any time. That speaks volumes. I told you before. So on the lower scale now, when you come down the ladder and you get to the paddy pickers in Linden, right? The peckers of paddy here, man, listen. These in Linden here, that's why they could go to school and not understand basic protocol. You just throw up a tent, build a stage, mount the stage, set up your booth to sell liquor. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What I could tell you, Irfan, and you don't listen to me, in reference to counsel, but somebody will tell you you might as well listen, because I warned you all before. From the time, and this is not what this broadcast is about, let's segue nonetheless, I told you all publicly on my page, the moment you see that you want that Mohammed Shell, see he wants to investigate why he didn't get a visa, you hire a U.S. citizen to investigate a U.S. department. Doc, I told her this would not be good. Did I not tell you that? I told you it. I told you before anybody got arrested. This is bad news. If ever you make this get to certain lawmakers in the U.S., this is trouble because you are threatening the integrity of the greatest bullies in the world. And if they bow to that, they're saying essentially that you have power to control what happened to them. These people don't play with that. You cannot even, I told her this is bad news, and I didn't tell you that. I published it on my page that this is not good. Weeks after saying that, she's arrested. And her phone is taken. Because Charmaine said, not me. Charmaine is Mr. Shaggy, it wasn't me. Charmaine said, I never, he got sense. He knows the trouble he faces. He said, listen, ambassador to the USA, he said, not me. I never said or been involved in anybody investigating who got visa and who didn't get visa. Not me. So if Sam pull himself out, somebody had to be in. I told you that. So Irfan, let me tell you another bit of information that may help you. The less you say in reference to this situation, the better off you'll be. Don't cross these people. Don't you think you could talk recklessly about an arrest of this nature and think you get off? All right. You can't say I didn't warn you. Talk less. Back to the situation here with these people and this school. As a parent, as a resident, as a Guyanese father, I'm saying to Priya Manning Chand that I hope it's not you who said that this is acceptable. And anybody from Region 10 Department who let this happen, I ask you to deal with it in a manner that makes me as a father feel secure for those children. This is no hush-hush party here. These people have no regard for the life of little girls and little boys. It's obvious to me. And I close by asking you, Lindeners and you Guyanese, to take note of who does what, especially when it comes to your children. For heaven's sake, when you see people show you When an individual shows you their mind concerning your children's safety, believe them and deal with them according to what you see. When an individual shows you clearly that when it comes to your children, this is how we think and this is what we'll do, I beg you, believe them and deal with them according to what they've shown you. You'll thank me later. Because if you don't know, that's exactly why 40, 50-year-old men could give or cause to have little 15-year-old girls get Molly popped in the drinks and all that, and they do all the gods with them sexually. Because when people show you what they think about your child's safety, believe them. Let's not forget Dharam Lal, who told a woman in parliament that she wanted a dildo. That's the quality of people you all have. Remember he told a woman, a man's wife that? Yes, a dildo you want. And then have the stupid, these boys don't. Anyway, why do I get upset about how you all think? Had the nerve to say he was talking to Sher Duncan. So it even make more sense to you to say that you told Sher Duncan, a man, that he wants a dildo. In the House of Assembly. Y'all need to remember that he was never once criticized by Irfan Ali or Jagdeo. Nobody said that he should not have said what he said. Priya, nobody came and said, even Parag, none of y'all said, how can you say that a female? Nobody had a problem with the statement. When Charandas told a woman she wants a doctor F her, that was not a problem either. Jagdeo didn't even comment and say, how the hell could you say that to a female? No member of parliament from PPP criticized Charandas. So when it comes to your daughters at Linden Foundation Secondary School, it was not a problem. Because after all, who cares? If you don't mind, would you be kind enough to share this broadcast and tag Priya Manik Chand? Tag Saddam Hussein, the Chief Education Officer. Tag the DO and all of them, because you all got to answer to people. I conclude again by commending highly Terry Mahabir, the chairman of the board according to Mr. Thomas, and I know he knows what he's talking about, for taking such a courageous, but more than anything else, a responsible stance. Because had this gone through, I would have been calling your name if I knew it was you and say, well, how could the board accept this? I'm thankful that I can speak differently about your posture in this situation. Let them get mad at you. Let them fuss and carry on and rant. And if anything else, you can guarantee that in this situation, you've got my unwavering support. So let them bark up your tree. I always tell you all, there's a record in this country that none of the PPP, Yannick, none of y'all, well, not you, little boy, I know with you, your father, Greg Charles, Kashif, Shanghai, none of you can ever say that I ever once asked you for $1 or a favor. So I don't have to acquiesce and bow to you at any time. Any one of y'all in this town. I don't play with that. And I've learned from my father, Errol Sherman London. Once your hands are clean, and nobody could point the finger and say that they had to give you something for you to survive, or grant you some underhand favor, you could talk hard. And that's what they can't handle me for, and that's what they can't deposit Thomas for, because you cannot say that even on one occasion that I ask you all for a little, give me a little something, man. Let me get a little hold on with Kashif and Shanghai competition. Just let me give me a position. And never have I asked you all for anything. So when I'm ready to talk, I don't owe you anything. But what I do know is I have marked you for what you are because of this situation here. It's time for boots on the ground. That's it. Boots on the ground. We ready for y'all because this is getting out of hand here. This is getting out of hand. Share the broadcast if you don't mind. I'm leaving you now. Do well. Be safe. And just take note, all black will not be held at Linden Foundation Technical School. Y'all go somewhere in the bush, wherever you gotta go. But not there. What goes for one, go for all. If you say that they mustn't have any alcoholic beverage and the old students can't host an event there, nobody else can. Do well. Shalom and be safe. It is well. We have work to do. We have, this All Black and this Town Week has revealed quite a lot. I'm ready. I'm finished with y'all yet. Tomorrow, we talk about the other one whereby for the pageant. Some women, some story. I gotta get a right name for it. The women's group in Linden here, wherever y'all are. A man, a hen, is teaching girls in Linden, young ladies, how to walk on a stage. All them women we got. And a man is teaching girls in Linden and women how to walk as models in this town. Oh, that's the next broadcast. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Because this Town Week has revealed a whole lot. You don't, listen to me. When you want to know how to step like a lady, see Miss Britain and these people. Call my wife. Call any one of my daughters. Say, listen, come and teach us how to walk as women. Call Lady Audit, Apostle Thomas's wife. We got plenty. Miss Gibson. We got enough. You find a man. Stay tuned. Now you know why it's raining so much. I now know why it's raining so much in Linden. Because like y'all don't have chill. A women's group, or whatever you are, got a man, a hen, teaching girls to walk. All right. All right. I'm coming for y'all tomorrow. That's, please, tomorrow, we talking about this event for models, where man teach a woman to walk in Linden. Stay tuned. Because y'all ain't got chill. Y'all ain't know when to stop. Do well. Call Miss Howard from Matuka. Miss Howard is back in Ghana. Call Miss Howard. You got plenty of females you could call in Linden. You choose a man to teach women to walk? Boy, listen here. Listen here. Yeah. All right. Y'all rest well. See you soon. I'm having a wonderful Town Week. I'm having a wonderful Town Week experience because it's revealing to me exactly what this town gives, or some people in this town give, and I will not let y'all rest. Do well. See ya.